Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. It's 2 o'clock, so we'll make a start. Welcome to this meeting of the Economy and Environment Overview Scrutiny Committee. I am obliged to inform you that this meeting is being live streamed and recorded. Members of the public will be able to view the meeting using the link on the agenda. Item number 1 is to take apologies for absence, and we have apologies received from Councillor Brendan Mallon, who's been substituted by Councillor Dawn Guzman, and we have apologies from Councillor Donna Edmonds, and apologies, we think, from Councillor Chris Naylor, who may appear late. He's got training issue, travelling issue, so he may or may not appear. I would, we've obviously got members of the committee today, but also invited along members of the task and finish group who looked at the item, which is done later on the agenda. So welcome to Carl. And John might appear as well, who was on the task and finish group. Item 2, are there any disclosable pecuniary interests? No. Item 3, minutes of the previous meeting. So to consider the minutes of the previous meeting held on the 10th of July. Is everyone who was there content with that? Can I have a show of hands? Thank you very much. Item number 4 is public question time, and we have received one public question, and I'd like to invite Mr. John Palmer to come up and ask his question.
Thank you very much, Chair. Regarding waste contract oversight, Veolia contract, on the committee's draft high-level work programme, have consultants PwC or Shropshire Council negotiated any savings on this with Veolia yet? The PFI waste contract was signed in 2007 for 27 years and has an annual cost of around £34 million. This is the 2023 published figure. When PwC were contracted to help transform the council, one of their leading briefs was to produce multi-million-pound savings on the waste contract. Who is leading discussions? On what date did the last 2 formal online meetings or in-person meetings take place? And what was the outcome?
I would like to thank Mr. Palmer for his question. We do have the Veolia waste contract on our work programme, and we'll be looking at this in the coming meetings, as well as organising an all-member briefing. I think the specifics of his question would be best directed to the portfolio holder responsible for waste, as it is Councillor David Vasma who will be best placed to answer your question. Once this committee has undertaken the work around the waste contract, I'm sure many questions will arise that require similar answers. Item number 5 is member question time. We've got no member questions. Item number 6 is the Economy and Environment Overview Scrutiny Committee Work Programme, which I think will pop up on the screen. So this is for noting and comments by members of the committee. You'll remember after the last meeting, we had a workshop to filter through potential topics and to add some priorities to them. Also taking note that we were going to be trying to be as flexible as possible to work with Cabinet and the administration to do pre-decision work in this scrutiny committee to help inform decisions that they make. So hopefully everyone's seen the draft work programs. This is very much draft, and also it's a working document. It's a live document that we will adapt as we go along. And I'm very keen that if members have topics which arise that they would like to bring forward, there will be an opportunity as a standing item on every agenda to bring these put forward to be considered as part of the work programme. So to open it up to the committee, are there any comments on this following the piece of work we undertook to sort of draft this? Certain things will be coming forward as a priority because we know that they're going to Cabinet imminently. So we sort of structured it in that way, and we will be tackling topics in various different ways through all member briefings. If we have an all member briefing, I'm very keen that the meeting following that there's an opportunity within our agenda for any further questions to be addressed, or to us to make sure we're getting value out of those briefings to ensure we've got oversight of the topics. So just to complete the loop, as it were. So over to committee. Any comments, questions? David?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Chair. Councillor David Miller in Market Drayton South. You may not have had a chance to read your emails this morning, but there is an email from Councillor Duncan Kerr, who chairs the Audit Committee, concerning the Cabinet's decision last week to declare a financial emergency. And my own committee, I chair, just for the record, I chair the Transformation Improvement Scrutiny Committee. Last Monday, we had early sight of the paperwork that was going to Cabinet on Wednesday. And consequent upon that, my committee gave myself, in conjunction with my vice chair and the officers, delegated authority to vary our work and being, as we deem necessary, any task and finish groups, because clearly over the next few months, our concentration as an organisation is going to be on dealing with that emergency. So I was just wondering, Chair, in the light of that, that if you might want to have that same sort of freedom for this committee to be able to fill in a task and finish group without having to come back to the committee. I mean, my next meeting is not the 17th of November, so it's a long way away, and a lot can happen in that period. As far as that one is concerned, absolutely fine. No issues with staff performance. That's what we talked about last time and what we agreed, but it does strike me that it might be helpful. In addition to that, we do have a scrutiny chairs get together on Wednesday morning, and that we joke from that as well. So it's as much for information for colleagues as it is to ask you about that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a very sensible approach, and I know we are, things are coming forward quite rapidly, and I think it's important that we are flexible, particularly around the finances. And I think particularly when we need to work across scrutiny committees, there's a lot of this work which is overlapping, as we found when we just conducted a task and finish group. The overlap was not insignificant, and I think it's important that we try and encourage members who sit on both committees to take part in those task and finish groups, so that we have that joined up thinking and oversight across the board. So I think probably the best route for that is to pick it up tomorrow, Wednesday, at the chair's briefing, and try and formalise that. I'm happy and content with that. If the committee is happy to take that flexible, agile approach, which I think we've got to be, and I think this organisation needs to be in itself more than it has been. So yeah. Anyone else? Any other comments, questions? Anything missing or anything needs adding at this stage?
Well, just in the light of that, and nobody's objected, so can I propose this formally so we can agree that yourself, in conjunction with your vice chair and the officers, as and when the need arises, are free to create a task and finish group rather than have to wait for the next meeting of the
So we've got a proposal from Councillor David Inouye. We should have a seconder. Is anyone prepared to second that? Councillor Inouye,
yeah, I'll second that. Yeah.
All those in favour? There we are. We'll take that forward. Thank you. If there's no more on the work programme, we move to item 7, which is the exclusion of the press and public. To resolve that, in accordance with the provision of Schedule 12A of the Local Government Act 1972 and paragraph 10.4 of the Council's Access to Information Procedure Rules, the press and public be excluded from the meeting during the consideration of the following items. So we'll just wait for the live stream to finish.